The following video is brought to you by the guys at the Wrecking and Racing Podcast, a NASCAR podcast made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at www.wreckingandracing.com, facebook.com/wreckingandracing, and Twitter at Wrecking and Racing.
What's up, guys? Brandon back here for another episode of our NASCAR Racing 2K3 Series video. Me and Saka, Saka Kino Risa Games. Round 2 of our 2019 NASCAR season. This week we're at Atlanta, just like the big boys in the Cup Series. Looks like qualified row 2, third spot here, so pretty decent start. Much better than Daytona, that's for sure. Coming around here, turn 4 onto the front stretch. Looks like Saka qualified right outside row 3, so that'd be putting him in 6th spot. So good start here. That should definitely give us a good amount of time to get up to the front challenge here. So green flag is out. You guys will notice in comparison to my Daytona video last week that doing this one from cockpit view, but I have this recorded in basically my actual perspective, so you'll have to see the steering wheel animated this weekend, or this week, as well as a little bit more of the rear view mirror. I race with the open mirror, so you don't see the internal components of the car. It just helps me see a little bit better. So, all right, lap 1's in the books. Peeking on the inside of William Byron here. Gonna stick our nose in, but he chops us off. Keep our foot in the gas here. So Atlanta is one of my favorite tracks. I'd say second to maybe Charlotte. Very fast track, very fun to drive, different grooves, so that's the main reasons I love it. But I've raced a ton of races here, and it just feels comfortable. You can slide the car around a lot. It's very forgiving as far as the type of setup, I guess you could say. So you could still make it work if your car is too tight or too loose. You can still try to find some sort of a groove that will still be somewhat fast, or at least competitive. So here we've got the top spot going into turn 3 here, lap 3. We've got Ricky Stenhouse coming up on us here pretty hard, sticking a nose in, so we'll make sure we stay on the outside here. So we've got Stenhouse in that new Mustang, and Eric Almirola also peeking inside here. That's what I like here. We can go to this top groove and still stay in it and keep some decent momentum here. We've got Logano looking on the inside now, so stay up here on this outside line. Not sure where Saka went. He's probably going to be up here in just a few minutes if I had to guess. It's a good track for him as well. Hopefully you watched my Daytona race. That was an exciting race. I feel like we did come out with the win there, but it wasn't easy, so we'll try to defend and go 2 in a row this week here at Atlanta. Running 4th here behind a bunch of Mustangs. We are in the Toyota Camry. I haven't shown you my car, but my car is sponsored by Wrecking and Racing Podcast. That's actually a NASCAR podcast that I host myself with another co-host who we call Gas Man. But do a weekly podcast series and talk about news and basically the racing action week to week, what happened on the track. So go check that out. Wrecking and Racing on Facebook, Twitter. Email us at wreckingandracing@gmail.com if you want to drop us an email. But check us out. We're on all the major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher. Pretty much you name it, we're on there. So go check us out. Appreciate it. All right, already on lap 7 here. Got the lead back from the Mustangs that are going 3 wide behind us. Well, it looks like one of those is a Camaro. Kurt Busch on the inside trying to make his way up here. So being out front with them racing 2 wide, we can kind of bide our time and not press too hard. Don't have to run through our tires too much. So we'll just kind of sit out front here and click off some laps. We're running a 3x pit factor, or wear factor, so we will have to pit. But 3x, so the fuel tires are going to burn off 3 times as it would in a normal 1x factor race. So we will have to pit. My guess is we'll probably split it about halfway, come down lap 16 or 17. We'll just kind of see what the AI does and see how the car behaves around that time frame as far as when we want to come down. Definitely probably be a 4-tire pit stop because this is an old racetrack and it's pretty worn out. It does chew up tires. Not as bad as like Darlington, but nonetheless it does eat up your tires. So again, with us being out front, we don't really have to press it too hard. Don't have to use up the tires too much, so we're just going to kind of click some laps off, set a good pace, try to lead some laps here and bide our time and bring it home. Hopefully we can keep her out front here. Still not seeing Saka back there, but I'm sure he will make it up here pretty soon. One thing is we have, if we have green flag pit stops, there's no caution flag, and we do pit under green conditions. Saka's really good at getting on and off of pit road under green flag conditions. He's, I don't know if aggressive is the word that I would use. I mean, it fits, of course, because he's really good at getting on pit road, but he doesn't really push the issue so much. But he's just really, really good at getting the car down to the speed it needs to be right at the start-finish line. So I'm sure he'll make up some time there if we do pit under green flag conditions. On lap 11, coming to lap 12, so quickly approaching that pit window for sure. Still not really gapping the guys behind us. They're just kind of lingering there. I'd like to hit the bottom here if we can, kind of apex it a little bit, come off of the white line, but for the most part we're going to run the lower groove. One thing, if you have been watching Saka's videos, do go check out his weekly race as well, see the race from his perspective. But we have two very different driving styles, something that we're actually kind of proud of, and it makes it very interesting whenever we do go head-to-head at these tracks and we're battling for the wins, because it's cool to see how he tackles the corner entry or drive off versus my corner entry and drive off. I like to drive it in really, really far, deep as I can in these types of tracks, bank tracks. So Saka, on the other hand, he has a little bit more of a relaxed entry, gets the car kind of pointed in the direction that he wants, and then he gets a good drive off out of the corner, makes up a lot of time with his drive off, where I try to make up time driving in, but then I've got to get out of it a little bit to get the car to set and turn. So two totally different styles of driving, I guess you could say. It's kind of like Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, how they have very similar features that they like in their own cars, but they're totally different setups. It's kind of like the best way to describe our racing styles, I guess you could say. So coming to lap 15, I'd say we'll probably pit in the next 3 laps. So we'll see if anybody ducks off before us or after. Kurt Busch putting a little bit of pressure on us. That Monster Energy Chevy Camaro. I mentioned it last week, but I think that's the best paint scheme that's out there in the real world. The newest of the new 2019 paint schemes. Definitely my favorite, I think. All right, coming around, start lap 16. Still no pressure from behind. Keeping that lower line, not right on the white line, but close to it. Prevent anybody from, if they were to get up here and challenge us, from sticking their nose in there. Starting to gap them a little bit. Still don't see anybody coming to pit road. But that'll put us at halfway completion right there, lap 17 and 33. I think I'm going to come down this lap, get tires, fuel, get back out here. So we'll see if we're able to maintain the lead, or if anybody's able to pass us, or at least gain some momentum on us. So stay down here on the low line so competitors can pass on the outside. Drop it down here, shift down into third, make sure we're at speed before this white line. And behold, there's Saka. I told you he would probably make some time up on pit road entry, and indeed he did. So I out-qualified him, so I will be pitting ahead of him. You see him kind of rolling out of it a little bit so that he can turn into his box. He's got to turn in before me, so here we come. Be gentle getting in here, don't want to overshoot the pit stall. Left sides. Alright, down and away. Did not get a great jump out of the box there, so Saka is going to leapfrog us. Alright, and away we go. Now, gotta be a little cautious on this banking here on this apron. It is banked a little bit to help out, but it is still slippery. So you can't just go balls to the wall and mash the gas. So, alright, here we go. Back into fourth. Coming around to start lap 19. So Saka's going to drift up there. Maybe we can make up a little bit of time and close this gap a little bit. Essentially, it's going to leave us with about 14 laps to go here. Just got to bide our time. We don't want to burn up our tires chasing Saka down here. Could be a caution. We are in position 35th position right here. So there's a chance we might be a lap down here since leaders haven't pitted, so we just want to bide our time. Don't do anything crazy, cause any cautions to come out, trap ourselves a lap down. Oh my goodness. See, all the rest of the field is on pit road. That's really going to slow them down. Everybody's having to bottleneck up to get onto pit road, so that should buy us some time here. So continue to follow Saka here, maintain this gap. I don't want to let him get away, but not necessarily don't have to go up and challenge him right now either. So objective right now is just to maintain and get our track position back, let these pit stops cycle out and get back up to our front positions here. So down into turn one, Saka's running a little bit higher line. We'll be a little bit lower line, about one car length down. We did gain some there on him, so not sure if that's just the high line not working for him or if he just wasn't in it as hard as he could be, but he is running a little bit higher line. Closing the gap here a little bit. Starting lap 22, so we got 11 laps to go. We'll go ahead and start, turning the pressure up here a little bit, but again, don't want to just abuse the tires to the point where I have nothing left at the end of this run, and want to make sure, keep it under us. Save a little something for the end, especially if we get a caution and get a restart going. Want to make sure you got some rubber on the tires so you can be a little bit competitive. Saka stretching it out here about 3 car lengths or so. So he's running about lane off, two cars up. So he goes in about a lane off, and then he drifts up about another lane. So not the same line that we are running. I'm finding a little bit more comfort running a little bit lower line, so I'm going to maintain with that. It's not hurting me. It's basically keeping us same distance apart here, not really gaining but not losing either. So as long as maintaining this, I'll continue to do it till we get a little bit closer to the finish here. Coming to lap 25 of 33. Saka drifts up there, gets a decent run off of the corner. We're close enough now, we're going to get some pretty good draft off of him. And I didn't really quite get the entrance I wanted there, but nonetheless, still going to maintain here and actually close the gap a little bit. So we are here. Question is, how do we get around him? If he comes up off the bottom enough, we can try to get underneath him. But on corner entry, he's not leaving a lot of room. And that's obviously more likely where we would want to try to make the pass, is corner entry. So you can see he starts low, drifts up a little bit there. We'll get another good run off of that corner here. We'll see what happens in turn 3. It goes a little lower, maintains a little bit lower this time here. Still about equal here. And a little bit of scraping there. I'm not sure if that was his car or mine. He's really drifting up here, but I didn't really get a good enough drive off to do anything. So coming to lap 28, so just a little bit over 5 laps to go. I do feel like I'm a little bit better in turns 3 and 4 than him. So if I could just maintain this gap and make sure I don't overdrive it into turn 1, that's the big thing. So Saka drifts up quite a bit there. Let's see if we can capitalize. Drifted up there, but he's still got a decent run off, so we weren't able to get our nose in there. Biggest things, you don't want to overdrive the corner, the entry. You'll pay for that off. Card pushed up a little bit there, so we had to. Saw me crack the throttle. Maybe you heard it just a little bit there. Saka's doing a really good job here playing defense. Only got about 4 laps left, so I'm really going to have to start turning up the effort here. Tires, don't feel like they're quite what they should have been for being as easy on them as I was at the start of this run. I thought I'd have more tire than this, so continue to push here and see what happens. There's a lap car up here. Might get to him before the race is over, so we'll see how that plays out. Saka and I have definitely had our run-ins with lap cars, especially last season. We probably had at least a half dozen races where we were racing for the win and we come up on a lap car, and it would either be good for one of us or a detriment to the other, obviously, and someone would come out as a loser. We'll see if that happens with this race today. Still right here. Oh, tagged the wall just a little bit there on the entry. That did not help me at all. Dive back to the bottom here, see if I can make up anything on this corner exit. Coming to lap 32. So do not have much time, but we do have this lap car that is going to be a factor. If it can hold Saka up enough, maybe I can get up there and challenge. 2 laps to go. A lot more lap traffic up there, but I don't think we're going to get there. Ooh, Saka definitely hesitated there, come off of the bottom, so we're going to get on his inside here, see if we can get up next to him. We do. He is stuck behind that 32, kind of used it as a pick a little bit there, not intentionally, but here he comes, Saka on the inside. He's got a good drive in, got a little bit of a nose. White flag, guys. We are out front, 1 lap to go. Just going to make sure I don't overdrive these last few corners, and we might come away with a win here. Did bridge the gap a little bit on Saka there, but he nonetheless is still there, so can't overdrive this last corner. Just be a nice conservative entry, get down to the bottom and get a decent drive off. I think we're going to do it, guys. Saka's there, but he's not going to be able to capitalize. All right, so we get win number 2 of the season. We went back-to-back. I feel a little bit bad for Saka there. He got stuck behind that lap car. Basically was relegated to using that car as a pick. So kind of dirty. Not really my intention there. But it is what it is. So that's our second win of the season, guys. Yeah. I'm not going to complain about that. That's starting the season out good. So we'll come on the front stretch here, maybe do a little bit of a burnout. Let me know if you got any feedback on this. This is my second race. Not saying I'm going to do all of them or record all of them or upload all of them. I will record all of them, but I don't know that I'll upload all of them. It just depends on the racing product and what happens and if it's an exciting race and whatnot. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're watching this off of Saka's channel. I don't know how many people are clicking through from his embedded video or my embedded video on his race, but I'll link his below as well, so go make sure you check out his if you haven't already. But leave me a like, subscribe if you want. Let me know some thoughts, opinions, anything I can do different. But thanks, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it, and hopefully see you on a future episode. Take care.